The Dark Knight Trilogy has long been the centrepiece of my 6-scale collection. They're not just my favourite series of superhero movies, they're my favourite movies, full stop. Since ordering the In-Art Joker 2-pack, I've been thinking about how I'm going to incorporate these two figures into my display and, more broadly, how I was going to have my Dark Knight collection set up because I really wasn't happy with the original setup that I had. So I thought I would document the before and after of my Dark Knight display in this showcase video, and let's get started by looking at my original setup. On the top shelf, I have what I call the heavy hitters, the 3 Hot Toys quarter scale figures from the trilogy. The next shelf is where I had the majority of my 6-scale figures, which are predominantly made by Hot Toys, but the Ra's al Ghul and the Lucius Fox are third-party figures. I then had the Bat Pod, and to round out my display, I had the Armory set with Bruce and Alfred and the Bat Signal with Gordon and Blake. So that was my original setup. Let's take a look at my new display. The big changes have come on the 2nd and 4th levels. I kept the quarter scale figures on the top shelf and the Bat Pod on the 3rd shelf. With the 2nd shelf, I wanted to better represent the trilogy and that it's Bruce Wayne's story. My original setup felt very Joker heavy, so I've just kept the one In-Art Joker on this shelf, and front and centre are my Batman and Bruce Wayne figures. Behind Bruce, we have the major villains from the series, with Ra's al Ghul, Joker, Bane and Catwoman. And yeah, I know, she's technically a goodie and a baddie. Behind this quartet, we have Lucius Fox, Scarecrow and Two-Face. I've then used the Bat Signal to break up this longer row of figures, and I then have Alfred, Gordon and Blake. I tried to give each figure a subtle character pose that is space friendly, and I love having the Bat Signal in the middle with the DX12 in front just to reinforce that it's a Dark Knight display. I'd love to know what you think of these character poses, and if you have any suggestions on how they could perhaps be better, let me know what you think in the comments. So you might be asking yourself, what did she do with all those Joker figures? Well, I put them together in their own mini display on the bottom shelf. Using the In-Art Joker and Jail Cell diorama as the centrepiece, I've placed the Bank Robber Joker 2.0 and DX11 2.0 on one side and the DX01 2-pack on the other to show the various looks of the Joker from the Dark Knight movie. I spent a lot of time trying to think of different combinations and arrangements of these figures, but this is what I landed on and I love the way it looks. If you were paying close attention, you might have noticed that the Armory is no longer in my display cabinet. That's because I'm building a garage shelving unit and my plan is to put the Armory next to the black tumbler. So that's a quick look at my new Dark Knight display. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do all those good things. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. I'd really appreciate your support of my channel. I'd also love to know what you think of the changes I've made to my display. If you have any suggestions on what I could do to make it better, just let me know in the comments below. Can I help? Hi, Shuri.